Are you ready to improve this offseason? While I'm all for making swing changes in the offseason and still making some practice swings to keep your body loose, don't forget to train your mindset. When you have a stronger mental game, you're going to play more consistently, you're going to have a lot more fun, and there's no doubt you're going to shoot lower scores. The good news is there's a lot we can do in the offseason to train your mental game. Let's get into it. Number one tip to help your mindset this offseason is to start a meditation practice. I said it, practice. It's not a one-time thing where you're just going to meditate once and you're going to be set for life. When I interviewed Scott Fawcett of Decade Golf, here's how we talked about meditation and some of the best off-season hacks.
Would put meditation at probably at the top of the list because, again, it really is about having a little bit more fun out on the course because you're not just tied in knots the whole time. We're all running these iterations of mental gymnastics all day long of, well, if this happens, then this and this, that, and the other. It's like, you don't have a clue what's going to happen. So just hit the next shot. And again, that's as cliche as you get, but it really is correct. And again, that's where I feel like I didn't understand when sports psychologists would say, you have to remain present. Like no one ever explained to me what that means. And what that means is not being mad about what you've already done. That's not the present moment. And it's not thinking about results and what the cut line is or anything else, because that's in the future thinking. The next shot really is all that matters. And
so start training your mindset with meditation. When you learn how to meditate and you start having some sort of mindfulness practice, you're going to be able to stay more present. You're going to be able to deal with the ups and downs of golf and life. And hopefully you're just going to have a lot more clarity and ability to make solid decisions, all of which are needed on and off the golf course. So whether you try out an app like Calm or Headspace, maybe you go to a meditation seminar, or you just find some free stuff on YouTube, all it takes is 5, 10, or even 15 minutes. It's not like an all-day thing. I'm not saying you have to quit your job and just meditate all day and be all woo-woo. But at the end of the day, there's so many benefits to meditation that if you're not doing anything right now, you're probably missing out and your golf game is likely suffering. So start working on some sort of daily meditation practice so that way you can do it consistently over time and reap the rewards. The second mental game hack I want you to dive into this offseason is analyzing your stats. I know a lot of you guys use Decade or Arcos Golf to track your stats, but when's the last time you actually went in and analyzed them? So spend 20 or 30 minutes and go through the dashboard to see where you need to improve. Is it your driving? Is it your irons? Is it your short game, your bunkers, your putting? So that way you can make a clear plan of how to improve in the offseason and when the course opens up next year. Don't run away from the data. If you're tracking your stats, one, you're already wicked smart, but two, make sure you're analyzing them so that way you're clear on how to improve moving forward. Speaking of Decade Golf, the third way to improve mentally this offseason is to simply learn Decade, the #1 course management system in the game. I talk about it a lot on this channel and on my podcast because it truly has made a massive difference in my game, and it's one of the biggest regrets I have is not learning the system sooner. Decade Golf is a lot of things. It helps you master your mental game, it has a lot of different practice hacks, and it teaches you proper course management based on statistics. When you actually learn this stuff and apply it to your game, you will shoot lower scores wicked fast. I have several videos with Scott Fawcett, the creator of Decade, on this channel, and I'll link to them as well, so that way you can take your mental and course management game to the next level. Plus, don't forget that Decade also helps you track your stats, which obviously we just talked about. It has some great practice tools in there and an app as well, so that way you can go to the range or to the putting green and use the different features in there to improve your game wicked fast. If you are ready to get started with Decade, make sure to use the code WICKEDSMART and you're gonna save 20% off your subscription. The fourth mental hack for the offseason is to read my book, Wicked Smart Golf. It has 111 ways to play better golf without changing your swing. So I go through using a 5-pillar approach. So I go through the mental game, then we go into how to practice like a pro, short game, putting, and course management. Not to mention the last section is all about tournaments and playing better under pressure. Check out what people are saying about Wicked Smart Golf. I get messages like this all the time and it literally makes my day. This book is super easy to read. There's very short chapters, 111 different ways to help you with all aspects of your game. When you have the right mindset and you have the right practice strategies and the right attitude on the golf course, you're going to play better a lot more consistently. So go through, read it. It's super easy, short and digestible chapters. Implement them into your game and watch your scores drop. Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but did you see that I actually have a full program for the offseason? It's called the Ultimate Offseason and it's available inside Wicked Smart Golf Academy, which you can also access on the Wicked Smart Golf app. To learn more, click the link down in the description to join the Ultimate Offseason and take your game to the next level. The next strategy to help your mental game this offseason is to set golf affirmations. I am the best putter in the world. If you listen to my podcast, you know the full story behind this, but basically I was in a nasty putting slump this year. I mean, it was as bad as it's ever been. After interviewing a professional golfer on my podcast, he said, you know what, why don't you try out an affirmation that worked for me? So I wrote this out. I put it all over my house, literally in my car, next to the toothbrush, next to my bed, and I was constantly saying to myself, I am the best putter in the world. Well, with a lot of repetition and a lot of practice as well, my putting drastically improved. Affirmations will change your life and potentially your golf game if you make them about that. So really consider about making some affirmations that say, I am a great driver, or I am a consistent ball striker, or whatever you're trying to work on, and read them regularly. Repetition is one of the 2 ways to reprogram your subconscious mind. And when you upgrade your subconscious to fit your new belief system, you're going to start improving your game and probably changing other areas of your life. Try to read your affirmations regularly, but specifically in the morning or in the evening when your conscious mind is starting to kind of drift off and your subconscious is a lot more active. Think about your conscious mind like a gatekeeper. It's kind of taking a break at that time and your subconscious is a lot more active. So read those affirmations with passion, develop a few for your game, read them regularly, and watch how your mindset starts to change. The next off-season hack is to visualize the swing changes that you want to make. Now, Mark Immelman actually shared more about this in our episode together. I'm going to let him explain how Bryson did this to improve his swing.
To that Bryson thing, I think I might have put it in the book. At the PGA at Southern Hills, he was in the practice round. I'd interviewed him on the podcast before. I come out there. He's been off for a while because he had a wrist injury. And I'm like, hey, Bryson, how you doing? And, you know, Bryson's now friends of everybody, and he's telling me everything he's doing and stuff. And I'm watching him hit, and I'm like, man, you're hitting it well. How much have you played? He goes, I hadn't touched the club until last Friday. And I'm like, this is as good as I've seen you hit it. And he goes, you know what I did? I'm like, I'm sure you're going to tell me. And he said, he goes, I would go in my living room and sit on my easy chair, my recliner. And he goes, I would just visualize my golf swing for minutes on end. Close my eyes, visualize how I wanted my swing to be. That was my practice.
So just remember, if it works for Bryson and it works for tons of other golfers over the years, don't forget about the power of visualization. When you visualize the swing changes you want to make, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So if you're using all 5 of your senses and you're doing it repetitively, just like meditation, just like affirmations, and staying consistent, your mind will start to help you off the course make the swing changes that you know you need. The next mental off-season hack to try out is the mental golf type system. If you haven't taken your free self-assessment yet, you are missing out. Because here's the thing, there's a ton of great mental golf advice out there, but a lot of it is not customized to how you are hardwired. Here's the thing, I might be hardwired different than you and that person or your coach or your friend, which means that not all advice is actually going to help you out and some might actually stress you out. And if you're ready to enroll, make sure you use the code WICKEDSMART and you're going to save 25% off your investment. Another great mental off-season hack is to make sure and set goals. So I like you to analyze your stats first and then let's get clear about what we want to do moving forward. What's your handicap goal? How many rounds do you want to play next year? What's your practice schedule going to look like? Get really clear about your outcome goals and your process goals. So yes, we want to have big picture outcome goals. Maybe you want to become a scratch golfer. Maybe you want to hit it 275 off the tee on average. Those are great goals, but then we need a process to make them happen. So you might say, hey, I need to practice 3 times a week, or I need to speed train with ripstick twice a week. Whatever your big picture goals are, make sure there's a process to complete them. Don't just set big goals, which are great, but then have no process. Otherwise, you're probably not going to hit them and likely get a lot more frustrated. Clarity really is power. So make sure to spend some time getting clear about who you are and what you want on the golf course. The next mental off-season hack you might want to consider is learning how to breathe the right way using NeuroPeak Pro. If you watch quarterbacks on Netflix, you actually probably saw Kirk Cousins using this. It's a band that you wear around your chest and actually tracks your breathing patterns using an amazing app. I interviewed Andy Matthews of NeuroPeak Pro on my show recently and it changed my game. I've actually been using the NeuroPeak for more than 30 days and we'll have my own video out reviewing this product very soon, but it's had a huge difference in my ability to breathe the right way. When you actually learn how to inhale and exhale correctly and really get into your diaphragm, There's a ton of health benefits, and it's really gonna help you get out of that state of fight or flight. And as you guys know, if you're on the golf course and you're stressed out and you're flustered, if you learn how to breathe the right way, you can actually shift from that fight or flight mode, and it's gonna help you calm down and really get out of that stress that ruins a lot of rounds. So consider downloading the app, even if you're not ready to get started with it, just to learn how to breathe the right way. And if you are committed and really serious, make sure to use the code WICKEDSMART. It's gonna save you $50 on your membership. There's no doubt NeuroPeak Pro makes it easy to learn how to breathe your way to better golf, and probably gonna have a lot of other benefits in your life. The final mental golf off-season hack I really want you to try out is nothing to do with your mind. It's actually your body. I want you to actually take your health and fitness seriously, because when you're physically in better shape, you're gonna have a better mindset as well. Because exercising regularly requires discipline, and discipline and focus are what you're gonna need mentally as well on the golf course. So you'll find that if you're staying consistent, maybe getting 10,000 steps a day, or working out a couple times a week, or working with a personal trainer, doing some mobility exercises, speed training, whatever your type of exercise that you wanna do is, when you stay consistent with your health and fitness, there is direct correlations to improving your mindset. So I really challenge you guys in the off season to take your mental and physical games to the next level. Don't forget, the off season is the best time to make swing changes, to upgrade your mindset, and set yourself up for success. If you want even more tips to play better this off season, make sure to check out the Ultimate Off Season. This is a brand new program I've created with both mental and physical things you can do in the winter months to improve wicked fast. They're all tried and tested strategies that I know will have a big impact on your game. Plus, there's a 30-day guarantee, so why not enroll and try it out?